Welcome to my YouTube channel Marketing 5.0. So thanks much on continuously watching my videos from my channel and subscribing to my channel and sharing with your network. So in this series of Know Your Consumer, we have seen numerous videos about know your consumer psyche and know your consumer involvement. So in this line today we will talk about know your consumer behavior. See, consumer behavior is a broad term which we use for several things. But in this video, we will talk about a specific behavior which consumer exercise while they are going for buying a product or services. So that is what we will be discussing today. So what are those behavior actually the consumer will normally exercise today? If you see this slide here, it shows very clearly the type of behavior consumer exercises when they're going for buying a product or services, which are very evident about the kind of the aspects which they focus while they are buying a product or when they keep on going for the same brand, the same store. So what influences the consumer to go for it? And the third thing is also we talk about switching behavior. So today when we talk about the consumer behavior, there are three aspects we have to understand, which is a very imperative for a company to know what influence consumer to buy a specific product brand or from a company or a store, and what influence them to coming back, which is very important. So why the consumers are keep on coming back to the same brand or a same store or going for a same company, and finally why the consumers are switching. So why the consumers are leaving that particular brand or a company or a store and moving to the alternative or other aspects brands. So this is very important for a companies to understand this type of behaviors, the three type of behavior: buying behavior, loyalty behavior, and switching behavior. Why a consumer will go for buying a specific brand or a product from a company or those aspects, and why the consumer coming back for more, and what influenced them, and finally why the consumers are leaving. So this is the kind of a process. So normally if you see all the companies are trying very hard to attract the consumer. So we call it as a point of first contact. The consumer has to buy a product or service from the particular company or a brand. So even though they buy, so they have to come back for more. So that is where the company can achieve the growth by exercising loyalty and encashing the loyalty of the particular consumer. And finally, the switching. So why the specific consumers are leaving the particular product. So normally if you see, most of the companies always trying to attract new consumers, but normally trying to retain the existing consumers, normally 60 to 70%. And almost 20 to actually 10 to 20% of consumers, they will leave the product or a brand or company at any point of time due to several reasons. So we call it as a churn, consumer churn. So it is very imperative for company to normally retain the existing consumer, those who are exercising loyalty, which is a very important for the achieving growth. And simultaneously, they have to attract new consumers, and also they will actually, they can't stop the consumers those who are leaving your product. So, but they have to keep this churn should be minimal between like 10 to 20%. So the churn going beyond 10 to 20% is not very healthy for a company. Also, the company simultaneously looking for the attracting new consumers in order to compensate the churn, the leaving of consumers. So in that way, the company can achieve the balance and keep at any point of time 60 to 70% of the loyalty consumers, those who are coming back and contributing to their business. So that way, the company can steadily achieve its growth and also sustainable way to progress in the future. So let us see what are the aspects which like governing the consumer buying behavior. So we all know consumer exercise the different behaviors while they go for buying a product or service. So there are certain factors which influence consumers buying decisions. As you see in this example, whenever a consumer buy a car like Toyota or something, so because why they choose those kind of brands, so it's mainly for easy maintenance and mileage, durability, easy to resale and value. So these are all the aspects which the consumer may look for actually while they're buying a product. So that could be the case like which influence them to go for a specific brand or a product from a specific company because of this aspect. So there are some factors which really influence consumer to select a particular product or service or from a brand. So where you see here example of this case. Next case is the loyalty behavior. So what kind of actually the factors which influence consumer to come back for a product? So mostly the consumer normally exercise the rational or emotional factors which influence the loyalty. So the rational factors is when they see the value in the product and the benefits, the physical benefits, not perceptual benefits while they are buying a product or service. And when they are getting the benefits for the price they pay for, definitely they will keep on coming back for more. Or sometimes the emotional factors like attachment to the brand, or they are feeling pride to be a part of that particular brand which they are using, or buying products from the particular store. So this definitely will influence their loyalty behavior. So normally the loyalty behavior, the consumers are influenced by two major behavior. One is the rational behavior and emotional behavior. So rational factors are something, the physical benefits which the consumers are getting from that particular product or service, as we say, the price, then the performance and the value. The emotional benefits, the brand value, the brand equity, and the pride of being associated with a particular brand, and which definitely, if they feel, it's a kind of perceived benefits, perceived value. The rational, they focus on the physical value. So this is the differentiating factor here. But these two factors are really influencing consumer to exercise loyalty behavior. But when you're going for a switching behavior, so why the consumer normally leave a particular brand or a store for an alternative one? So here also consumers are influenced by the rational or emotional aspects. So when you talk about rational, when they are finding the better price or better performance of alternative products or brands or a company, so definitely they will leave. The emotional factors, when the consumer feel hurt when they are actually using that particular product or the services which are provided to them, if they are not happy with the services, so in that case consumer will normally take decisions of leaving that particular store or a brand or a company. Or all the other case, the shifting of the peer groups, friends and relatives, it's also another factor which influence them. Because the entire the peer group is moving to a different brand and they don't want to be seen as an odd person out. So that also the another aspect which influence consumer to switch from one company to another company or a brand to another brand or a store. So here also you see the switching behavior is also really influence them to actually by the rational or emotional factors. So very important thing like how actually the company needs to focus on the consumers, those who are leaving the, and which consumers they can protect and retain here and stop the switching or a churn. The consumer, those who are exercising the emotional aspects. So those who are emotionally attached with the brand or product. So you have to take care of those consumers. But the consumer, those who are exercising rational, anyway they will leave. So definitely they don't have any attachment with the company or a brand or the product, because whenever they find anything better or alternative brands or a products company, they will definitely leave. So definitely they are not attached with the company. So because they're looking for a physical benefits. But the consumers on the other hand, those who are having the emotional attachment, those who are brand loyalists, so those who are the consumers, the company needs to focus more and retain them, and so they can stay back and contribute for the company. So with this, we see very clearly how a consumer exercise when they're going for buying a product, the different types of behavior, buying behavior, why they choose a specific product, brand, or a company, and what makes them to go back to the same brand, to exercise loyalty, where we see the case of emotional and rational aspects, and also the same aspect which are influencing them to switch from that particular brand or a company. But how a company can retain those consumers and focus on consumers, those who are emotionally attached with the brand. So those consumers will stay and contribute and even ready to pay premium price for the the brand, but the rational consumers anyway, they will not do it. So whenever they find an alternative, they will leave. So it shows very clearly how a consumer exercise a behavior when they're going for the entire process of buying loyalty and switching through a specific product, brand, or a company. So once again, thank you very much for watching my YouTube channel Marketing 5.0, and keep watching for more videos, and please subscribe to my channel for instant alerts, and please share the videos with your network and make them get benefit out of it. Once again, thank you very much.